Hello, this is Paga the Third, and today I'm doing a quick video, because I'm pretty busy, but I'll explain that later, probably. And pretty much, about 3 weeks ago, the channel Noggin/Loxton, I'll put a link in the description, made a video that was supposed to be a chain video, where, essentially it's like, if Pokemon had to have a reboot, what would you want it to be? Because they pretty much made a video about how Pokemon might be getting a reboot, so you should check that out. But anyways, at the end he said, okay, make sure that you blah blah blah, you should do a video too, essentially, and then tag your friends and stuff. So I'm gonna do that right now. I would want in a Pokemon reboot. Alright, let's go. So yeah. First image here, I pretty much put Pikachu over Skyrim. Why? Because that is how detailed I want the map to be. That's probably a little bit unreasonable to get it like Fallout Skyrim level of being able to travel everywhere in the map, but that's always what I imagined. Okay, that's what I always wanted. I was like, why can't I walk through the trees? Well, I want one where you can walk through all the trees, explore all the areas. That's what I want. As well as that comprehensive ability to get items and stuff, not just check trash cans every once in a while. Also, I would like them to bring in the concept of the teams in Pokemon Go. Instinct, Mystic, and Valor. And this is pretty much because I really like how it almost creates loyalty. I wouldn't want this to be an essential part of the game, where you have to split it into 3 different games per generation now. I think it would be like it is now. You choose your team, and it would just depend where your points went competitively. You could have special team, I don't know, battles or whatever, where you battled for points for your team, Mystic, Instinct, or Valor. Go Team Mystic! Anyways, you see, I'd really like a battle style that's a lot closer to the anime, but honestly, that would be pretty much impossible. They'd need a physics engine that is pretty much, I don't know, close to impossible, considering all of the different mechanics of how the Pokemon move, each Pokemon, their abilities affect the environment, and all the moves like they did in the anime. It would be pretty much impossible. But you know what is close enough? The Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fighting style. Now, I wouldn't want this all over the map. You have to walk around like this, obviously. Like I said before, I want it like Fallout and Skyrim. But I would find it interesting if they moved over to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fighting style permanently, because it does allow you to move around the map, etc. And, like I said before, interesting. Of course, we go on to the subject of what Pokemon. They can't keep them all forever. They would just have to keep on making more and more complicated art styles and whatever as the graphics get better and better. So, some Pokemon are going to have to get cut. So I say it's like this. So the further the generation is from first generation, the more are going to be cut, simply because those Pokemon are less likely to be recognized, since they have been around for less time. So maybe cut only one from Gen 1 or something, like maybe Jinx, because I don't know, it's Jinx. I mean, there was so much controversy surrounding it, they might be willing to get rid of Jinx. And then let's see, and then maybe 10 or 15 from Gen 2, a bunch from Gen 3, more in Gen 4, a lot from Gen 5, and not, I'd expect it to be a huge jump from Gen 4 when you go over to Gen 5, because not only did they have, a lot more Pokemon, but they had a lot more not so good Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, I actually like Trubbish a little bit, but mostly because Garbodor is just so funny and weird, okay? But a lot of them, I can't even, it was a vulture Pokemon, a lot of them were iffy. So yeah, and then once you get to Gen 6, you'd cut a lot, and then Once you get to Gen 7, you cut, well, a ton. But then from there, you could add so many new Pokemon. So many. And they could probably make new games faster. And of course, now this would be really hard for the way I'd want the graphics and the ability to move around the map to be. But I do want certain Pokemon to be able to follow you. I'm not going to expect you to be like carrying around Wailord as you bike through the forest. But I think like maybe if you have a Celebi or a Mew, pretty much a Pokemon that can just fly behind you without having to land on something every once in a while, like pretty much bug types and psychics that can float, then yeah, then you could maybe have them fly around behind you. And I suppose in other areas, like, oh, yes, this just came to me. So in different areas, you can have different Pokemon in your party come out. And, like, you can turn this feature on and off, but if you have it on, like, it automatically lets out all of the Pokemon in your party that you can have out. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you if you already have it on? Now, let's see. Ah, yes, the story. I would love the story to be better, honestly. That's all I can really say about it. I don't know. I don't know. Oh yes, and no more places that only exist in the anime, because that was so annoying. It was like, so how do I find Aurora Town or whatever so I can get Darkrai? Oh wait, that town doesn't exist in the games because it's not real. It was just in one of the Pokemon movies. That was so annoying. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, that's actually reminding me of another point. I would like all Pokemon to be catchable. Like, I get that it's nice for people who had the last generation to be like, oh, yes, I can get all my Pokemon from the last generation over here, and then boom, I can get almost all of them, except you have to do a bunch of transferring. But you know what? Like, way back in the day, I've had all the generations, right? But I've always been out of luck when it comes to transferring. Like, I had lost my copy of Sapphire and Fire Red for a while, and then boom, found them. Oh, but by that time I'd already moved up to the DSi, so I couldn't, like, put in the dual cartridge and whatever. And then for Black and White, you had to, like, pretty much straight up have two DSs to transfer your Pokemon forward, and then, okay, I was able to transfer my Pokemon over to ORAS and X and Y. That was more reasonable. But every other time, it's been like, really? Really? Plus, if you're always feeling pressured, like, oh, I've gotta get these Pokemon for the next generation, then, like, I feel so much, well, I don't feel like I can start a new game. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I've caught so many Pokemon in this one, and I'm just gonna have to transfer them all up, and like, really? It's just annoying. Sorry for the rant. But anyways, let's see. Just give me like 5 more seconds, and then it will be either the end of the video, or I will have found some other feature to rant about. Okay, yeah, pretty much this is it. Though I would like to add that I would like any new Pokemon that would be made in this reboot to be made essentially, well, be designed so that their figures are good, pretty much. Like, can stand on their own. Because the Reshiram, like when the toy Reshiram, like could barely stand. And don't get me started on Yveltal. It's garbage when you want him to stand. Now on to me tagging the other people who I will pretty much be forcing to make this video. Give me a sec. Alright, so I've chosen 3 people I want to tag. So first I'm going to tag Wyman FIM, because he's cool and makes videos still. Next I'm tagging Butterfree for the win, even though he doesn't make videos very often anymore. It's not like it'd be difficult to pull out your phone for like 5 minutes to do a quick recording, and then tag somebody. And last, I have to say, my options were pretty limited, because, like, the number of people I know, and then you have to cut that down for number of people I know that have YouTube channels, which is like maybe 5. And then out of those, you have to go down with people who still make videos and like Pokemon. And then I was pretty much stuck with Wyman FIM. That's why I still branched out to Butterfreeftw. But I have found a solution. So I looked through my subscribers, which is something you can do, by the way, if you do not want to be able to be seen in somebody's subscribers, then you can mess with their settings. But anyways, I looked through my subscribers for people with more than 2 subscribers that have made a Pokemon video. And I found Sky Family. So I am also tagging Sky Family. Now please comment below what team you were for Pokemon Go, as well as what you would want in a Pokemon reboot. And for now, just reboot that like and subscribe button. I am out.